Georgia also plays basketball this week. Georgia will take on, I don't believe they've done their thing for it. Georgia also takes on Auburn. 6 o'clock tip-off. And let me tell you, this is going to be a big game. I believe Stegman Coliseum will be rocking for this game, man. It's very rare you get a top 25 team in Stegman, let alone now a top 15 team going into Stegman Coliseum. Auburn, a great team. Bruce Pearl's a good coach. Last time out for Georgia beat Vanderbilt 76-64. Noah Thomason had 5 first half threes, I believe. If I remember that correctly. Georgia went on a 10-2 run, and then Jabriato Rahim hit a buzzer beater at halftime, and then Vanderbilt hit a layup, but then Jabriato Rahim got a 3-pointer to start the second half, and then after that, it was pretty much smooth sailing for Georgia. You could also say the second half, they were inconsistent the second half. I do understand that, but at the same time, too, when you're up so big, if that's inconsistent, then I kind of don't want to say nothing, but I mean, I progress. Georgia's in a weird position. They have, let's see, I believe 4. I believe we have 4 more games left. I'm about to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 games left. If Georgia can win 4 or 5 of these games, then maybe win 1 or 2, or maybe even 3 in the SEC tournament, Georgia's going to be in a great position come March. I don't know where they go. I don't know if this is going to be good enough to get Georgia in the NCAA tournament, the big dance, March Madness, but it might be good enough to get Georgia in the NIT. I mean, let's say they beat Auburn tomorrow. Let's say they beat LSU. Let's say they beat Texas A&M. Let's say they lose to Ole Miss and maybe lose to Auburn. I don't know, just trying to create something right there. Maybe, who knows? I mean, like, let's see. The Auburn game is at Georgia, at Stegman Coliseum. The LSU game is at the Assembly Center. Texas A&M Ole Miss is at Stegman. Georgia very well could go 4-0 and try to sweep that section of games. Now, let's be today. If Georgia and Auburn played today, would Georgia at Auburn? That's a hard win right there. I don't know. I don't know if Georgia could get that game. Maybe we could. That would be nice. But I mean, realistically, this is your best chance to beat Auburn tomorrow when they're in your home arena, when they're in your place. And then, like I said, go on the road. LSU just beat Kentucky Wednesday night, so they're a team that Georgia, they already beat once, but LSU has greatly improved since the last time they played Georgia. Texas A&M having sort of a down year compared to where they were last year, but Georgia has historically struggled against Texas A&M. The last time the Dawgs actually beat the Aggies was 2020, so there you go with that. Then Ole Miss, a team once again Georgia beat last year. They haven't played yet this year. Go to Stegman Coliseum and get a big win against Ole Miss. I mean, that absolutely could happen. It absolutely could happen. I could see that happening, and if it did, then you know what? Good for Georgia. They showed up when they needed to most. But I mean, you're getting to the point here. If Georgia loses tonight, and then would say they're going to lose to the Pistol Pete Mavericks December against LSU, you're starting to get in a position where Georgia is running out of time to improve its resume. Don't get me wrong, the non-conference games, the tough non-conference schedule helps. The win against Florida State definitely helps. And then, you know, the early conference wins, Missouri, South Carolina, Arkansas. I would even go to consider that. I know the tournament people look at losses. When you look up, Georgia has lost these games. It's like, oh god, dude. I mean, they blew another lead. Saturday versus Florida, they blew a lead to Alabama. They blew a lead to Tennessee. They blew up somewhat of a lead to South Carolina the second time. I mean, it's very frustrating to see what this team could be doing right now if it wasn't for blown leads. I mean, dude, we're sitting at 15-11. If you add the Alabama game, or let's go from the beginning. If you add the Tennessee game, that's 16-10. If you add the first Florida game when they had a chance to win on the last possession, that's 17-9. If you add the Alabama game, that's 20-8. If you add the other South Carolina game, that's 21-7. And then, I ain't gonna count like Arkansas or Mississippi State, Arkansas. They really never realistically had a chance. But then, like, if you count like the Florida game, the second Florida game at Stagman Coliseum, Georgia's like 22-9 right now, man. I mean, they would be a lock for the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, it didn't happen though, and you know what? That's okay. We still got plenty of basketball left. I say that there's only 3 more weeks left of the regular season, I believe. Let's see, 1 week. It might be 2 weeks. It's 1 game here, 2 games there, 2 games there. Oh yeah, we only have about 2 more weeks left of the best sport of America in the regular season. Now, the biggest problem for me for Georgia is the Dogs are going to have to find a way in these next 3 or 4 games and get some luck on the other side to stay out in the bottom 4. Georgia currently is 10th. They would have been tied for. Georgia is currently 11th. They would have been tied for 10th if Kentucky would have beat LSU Wednesday. That unfortunately did not happen. But I mean, still 2 or 3 weeks left. Georgia could find a way somehow to muster it up. If Georgia can muster up at least 3 or 4 wins, and then some teams in front of them lose, I think Georgia will be fine. You just really don't want to play in the bottom 4, man. That sucks, but I mean, a lot of ball left, folks. So Georgia is not out of this yet. Georgia could go on a probable run in the SEC tournament. Georgia could lose its next 5 games. We don't know. That's the glory of this sport. We really don't know. So